In this video, we are going to shift our focus over to the hierarchy view. Now, if you're using the default wide layout included with Unity, your hierarchy view is going to be located in the lower left-hand corner of your interface. Now, generally speakingly, what is the hierarchy view?
Well, like the project view, which holds a list of all the available assets, the hierarchy also holds a list of assets. But the assets that it holds are the ones that are actually being used in your scene at that time. Now, this list, like right now where you're looking at it, is holding everything that we're using in our game. That is because we're not instantiating anything at runtime via scripting. So if the list that you're looking at looks different when you're playing your game as opposed to when you're working on your game in your scene view, that is because some things are being created while you're running.
That's right. Now, a really good example of that took place in a previous video set that 3D Buzz put together. You might have watched, and I'm sure it's actually happened in a lot of video sets, but one that comes readily to mind is in our simple game, where we were flying back and forth and shooting at asteroids, and each time we would hit the fire key, we would have to instantiate a new version of the projectile.
Exactly.
And so that would appear in the hierarchy view. It wasn't there when we weren't playing, but as soon as we'd tap the spacebar during playback, it would appear in the hierarchy view, and as soon as it was destroyed, it would go away. And really, you're not going to run into that kind of behavior until you get into some level of scripting. There are some ways you can go about making it happen.
Right. You may... One case that I can think of right off the top of my head that you may have encountered if you started playing with some of the demo scenes that actually come with Unity prior to watching these videos, particularly the island demo.
Well, I can actually name one that'll work for you. If you start playing with rigid bodies and start playing with the auto-destruct property on that, that can cause your rigid bodies, once they stop moving, to be destroyed.
Same with particles.
Yeah, because it assumes you don't need them anymore. And in that case, you would be watching the hierarchy view during gameplay, and that object would disappear in the view, and then it would disappear in your hierarchy at the same time. So again, just a quick differentiation where your project is all of the weapons you have access to. It's going to be all of the different assets that you can deploy into your scene, where the hierarchy view shows you what is in your scene right now. Now, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. That's all there is to it. Now, if we take a look at it, there are various hierarchies within this. So you can see parenting and how it exists from one object to another. You'll see the little triangles that show that each one of these things can be expanded. And when you see objects indented underneath an object, that denotes parenting.
Right.
So in this case, we have our camp, underneath which you'll find bench 1, bench 2, the fire pit, and the tent. All of these objects are children of the camp object. And you can see that fire pit has children of its own, forming a hierarchy, hence the name of the view.
Right, and you may have noticed some things are in this white or light gray color and some are in blue. Blue denotes that it has a link to a prefab in your project, where the stuff that is white is a unique object that stands on its own.
That's right, and we will be bringing linking up one more time, and it's already actually been discussed in our videos over the project view, because really that's what the link is between. It's between what's going on here in the hierarchy view and what's already existing inside the project view. But I think we've covered the basics of what the hierarchy view is here for. Now, over the next couple of videos, we're going to take a look at some very specific aspects, of using the hierarchy view. But for now, that's going to wrap things up for this video. Thanks a lot.